one's a bit away.
Yeah, I think if anyone obviously goes out there for the empty netter with a chance they can get after, obviously not going to force it, but I felt good in that spot to shoot that one. So obviously I turned it over before too, so just wanted to make sure to ice the game, and fortunately went in.
How would you describe your first 2 goals?
The first one was extremely lucky. I think obviously he'd probably want that one back. It's kind of a weird play. Happens to go in, and then the second one, it's a great play by everyone else. Like Kaisi makes a great play, Barry gets it in, and then Greener makes a beautiful pass, and I'm able to kind of just get it on net, try to get it by him, and it goes in. So obviously any goals made by other people, so they did a lot of work on that one, and the first one as well. Renzi makes a great play.
Well, the first one, is that an example of how the work you did on your speed sort of pays off, basically?
Yeah, I guess it can be. Like I said, it's a lucky goal in a sense, but I guess I got there, so I guess that can feel good in some ways for sure.
Is that you're wearing the 8 tonight? Is that a leadership thing too? Hustling all the way down into play that it's probably swept away, but putting that effort in kind of shows an example.
If I didn't have an A, I think I would have tried to do the same thing.
But you know what I mean? Like, it is a leadership position.
Yeah, I think so. I think all of our guys are, hunting that puck. That's the thing about our team is, we're not going to make any play easy, and I think that could have been a very nothing play that ended up. But, I just happened to be the guy out there that all, 11, 12 or forwards, whatever we're dressing that night, are going to make the same effort, which is why we're having success right now.
What did it mean to wear that for the first time in a regular season?
It's great, for sure. I think, I've been so fortunate to learn from guys like Fliggy, Dickey, Murph, all those guys that have been leaders in our room, and obviously the Blackhawks jersey in general is such a special thing, and there's been a lot of great players that have a letter on their chest, and it's a great honor and something that I don't take lightly. No one would take lightly. So it's cool for sure.
Well, how different is the mood around here, and just comparing the first two seasons?
Right now, my name's I'm nasty.
Yeah, I guess that's an example. It's been fun. We're obviously early, 19 games in, but it's just been a lot of fun. We're so determined to go out there and win, and even today we give up a goal to obviously get them back in the game. End of the second, right at the start of the third, they score. That's something that can deflate a team, but we go right back out there, we get another one, and then we get another one. So we're just really determined, and we're having a lot of fun together. We love each other, and we want to play for each other, so that shows a lot.
To go over and be talking to the refs after that hit on Murphy, what was that like, and kind of fulfilling the duties of the A right away?
Yeah, the refs were way nicer to me today. Way nicer. I didn't get kicked out of a draw for the first time in my career. No, it was good. I think you watch guys go over there, and I always have something to say to the refs. So it was fun, and it's good, little things, little added responsibilities that you appreciate. Obviously, it's not a big thing, but it's good, I guess.
Was the conversation different?
Yeah, they were just nice. No, it was pretty chill. I was kind of just arguing our side of what we saw. Obviously, it was a dirty hit. I think he had time to kind of come back off it and straight to the head. So you don't want to see that from anyone in the game. And that's kind of what we saw. And obviously, they saw something different. Murph goes down. So it's a quick hockey game, and stuff happens, but we thought he could have kind of held up and not gone directly to the head. So that's kind of all we were saying, and then they're going to argue their side.
Superlatives to describe what Connor Bedard is doing lately?
It's what I like the most about it is the consistency in his approach, and points do come and go. Now for a guy like him, they come more than they go, but his consistency in his approach has been really good, and I think the fact that he's come and competed and stopped on pucks and played pretty good defensively and really tried to do the right things on a consistent basis. And then he gets rewarded for that with offense over the stretch that he's been kind of going. So it's a great thing. He's as we talked about, he's a very, very talented player. But what makes him a winning hockey player is his approach.
And tonight wearing the 8, does that make a difference too in his game?
Well, I don't know that it makes a difference or it's going to change his, his game or the way that he looks at things. The biggest thing for me was, we had lost two guys that wore letters, obviously with Fliggy and Dickey, and so we needed someone, and ultimately he earned it. He's earned that opportunity. One of the things we talked about at the beginning of the year is making sure we earn things, that we're not entitled to success, we're not entitled to wear a letter, we're not entitled to any of that stuff. And he, in his case, he has absolutely earned it. He's earned it. And when I told different people around the team today, everybody said the same thing. It makes total sense, and he's totally earned it because he's earned it with his approach every day and how committed he's been to winning hockey.
That first goal where he hustles all the way down, is that example of the approach you're talking about, a play that some guys may have not gone as hard as he does trying to make something happen there? Yeah, no doubt, and he's just I think he's been skating good all season. He's not quitting on any plays. He's not cheating for offense. And he's fast enough that where he doesn't need to cheat for that offense. And I think he's realized that. And so that it's all those kind of things combined. His defensive play, all that stuff. That's been really impressive.
How much does the versatility of guys like Donato and Green help, especially when you get offense from them tonight? But being able to move them, into the dot and off.
Yeah, I would say in both cases, I think, Green's spent a lot of his time playing hockey at center. Now he's playing wing. Made an unreal play on Connor's second goal, a really elite pass, I thought. Dono's, played both, but he certainly probably played a lot of wing in his career, and even, the beginning of this year, we flipped him to center, and he's done a good job with that, and he's bought into that, and we need that versatility right now. Honestly, I played Docker at center a decent amount tonight, kind of flipping him in that line with Lafferty and Slags, and when you lose a guy like Fliggy, you need just guys that can, as you're doubling up guys, you need guys that can kind of move into the middle. And so, I thought he did a good job with that as well. So all those guys' versatility, I think, has been a big thing.
Moore and Nazar seem to be clicking pretty well together.
They actually do play well together. They're they both are speed players, and they both kind of play the same way, I guess I'd say. And so they get into foot races, and obviously both of them are very, very fast. So they can put opponents on their heels. I thought Moore made a number of really good plays early, set guys up for chances for. But I do like their chemistry together. I think they've definitely played well together.
Sam Renzel back in the lineup after being scratched on Saturday. I know you talked about kind of wanting to get back to basics with him. How do you think he fared in that aspect and overall? Well,
I thought he was assertive, in his game. I thought he skated. Him and I looked at some clips from last year and this year where he's been an elite player in the league. And as I said to him, and I think I said to you guys, we're not hoping he can do it. We've seen it, and he did it. At times tonight where he was really skating with the puck, was assertive with it. I thought he was conscious of trouble when there was trouble that was potential. He was on the right side of the puck. So those are all the things that he's just got to keep working on. But I thought it was a good first step back. After being scratched.
And to score that first one at home, and obviously thought it was an insurance goal too. It's obviously a great feeling.
Exactly the way you drew it up.
Yeah, I was talking to DJ, our equipment manager. We thought Connor should have probably put that one in on his forehand the first one, and I just put it on the forehand for mine, so it was good.
This game was kind of a taffy pull for 40 minutes. What changes?
What's a taffy pool?
Tight, checking.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. No, vocabulary is good.
Rasmus?
Yeah, it was definitely. I think the shots were 8-7 in the second period or something like that, looking up at it. But, those are the type of games that you need to win. And I think that our team can win a lot of ways. I think we've shown that so far, but it's on to the next one.
What about the speed that you and Frank show that makes your goals look easy?
Yeah, it's definitely not easy, but I think we feed off each other well. The speed that we can play with, like you said, and he's a fun guy just to be around, be on the bench with, and he's obviously a heck of a player, and it's so easy to play with. Him and Turbo have been great. So.
Can you say about what Bedard's been able to do? 2 hat tricks. Some guys wait for a while for that. He's had 2 in the past month.
Yeah. pretty average. I'd say honestly, like it's not uncharacteristic. I think what he's doing right now is huge, and it's obviously huge for our team, but it's something that he can keep doing. I think the way he's playing both sides of the puck, it's leadership, and for guys like me coming in here and watching him play right now, it's encouraging for sure.
The fact that he had the A on tonight too.
Yeah. I think he obviously earns it. He deserves it, and I had a heavy laugh. It was funny, but it's like he's 6 months younger than me, wearing an assistant captain letter. So it's pretty cool though. And, I mean, he deserves it.
A 6-game point streak, I guess. What's the balance between kind of focusing on the next game and also living in the moment?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's an every night league. I think that's the one thing I'm learning here. I'm only 7 games in, but definitely you can't take your foot off the pedal. Each game is a new challenge, and each opponent's a different. You gotta come with different stuff. And I think that our team every game we just kind of reset. We want to earn a win every night.
Bedard a lot, but it makes it pretty difficult not to talk about this. What can you say about what he's been?
I don't know if he's listening to me or not,
Yeah.
but obviously he's been huge for us. Stepped up again tonight, and I'm gonna wait for him to leave. I won't probably start us too much. Yeah,
He'll be back.
Obviously that's what stars do, right? He had an amazing game, and it's fun to watch. And he's obviously stepping up and had the letter on tonight, so it was fun. And that's what leaders do, and he's doing a great job of it. And hopefully, continues to do the right things like that.
How much is it also with him? I mean, he had a lot of put on his shoulders at the age of 18, and just growing into the league, growing into his game, growing into everything.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's a lot of guys in the league that could say they've had the same experiences, as he has. Obviously, he's got a lot more pressure than a lot of people in this league, and you wouldn't know it if you were on the team with him. He's, fun to be around in the locker room, and one of the hardest workers. So it's obviously contagious, and no, he doesn't let anybody know, and that's what the best guys do, and he's really, obviously coming into his own right now.
But you got it started today. How would you describe your goal?
I don't know. I feel like I've been whiffing on a lot of pucks, and like I said, you pray for those opportunities that the puck finds you at the right place, and sometimes it does, and it's just not going in, and you got to continue to try to play the right way, and bear down, and a couple guys made some nice plays there, and I was fortunate to have it come to me in the slot there.
You guys have points in the last 6 games. How different does this feel right now?
It's awesome. You try not to dwell too much on the past, obviously, but I think guys have had a taste of both now, and they see how fun it is when you're winning and how contagious it is, and it's a completely different atmosphere in the locker room, and the young guys keep it light, and it's super fun to be around right now.
We talked this morning about you being primarily a center tonight. How do you feel like that went?
I don't know. I think I got to watch some of the clips, obviously. I think, structural wise, good. I think I could do obviously better on draws. I don't even know what I was at. Probably not very good, but I was taking a lot on my offside tonight, and, those are things that, it doesn't just happen overnight. You got to continue to, work on those, and, I'll be working on those after practice, and, making sure I'm doing those right things. But, like I said, I like to be a guy that, can be put in different spots in different situations, and, that's what the lineup needs right now. So I want to be, reliable, and hopefully I can continue to, be structural-wise good, but also, win some faceoffs.
It seemed like it was a tough game to get any flow, at least through the first 2 periods. Did it feel like that way to you guys, and maybe that them tying it kind of sparked you guys early in the third to, okay, let's get it going here?
Yeah, maybe. I think that, you got to be on every night. It's an everyday league. I think, obviously we're feeling good, and all that stuff's great in the locker room, and all the, fun things that come with winning, right? But I think it's not just, you can't dwell on the past, right? If we lost tonight, I think the feeling in the locker room would be obviously very much different. Mm-hmm. And I think guys are understanding that you have to do it every night. It's not just one night and you have a good night and you can kind of sit back and relax. Like, teams are too good in this league, and obviously they came back and put a good effort in, and I think the difference is we're stepping up after that and continuing to push and not sit back and find ways to win games.
Getting back to last year, I feel like there's been a lot of incidents with the Flames in terms of questionable hits and rough stuff. Is there some tension in this rivalry right now?
I don't know. It's so hard to say, right? Obviously, there's been things that have happened, but obviously, I think that's up for a lot of those other guys to watch the videos. Watch that. I didn't even see the hit. I just saw what happened after, and it's tough, but they're a team that plays hard. Obviously, they're, you know, struggling a little bit, and, you know, things can get nasty pretty quickly. And I think, you know, guys aren't shying away from it right now, and I think that's great for us. But we've got to continue to find ways to win games and continue to play nasty too. And yeah, it's definitely fun to be a part of, but you got to be careful at the same time.